Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. I'm Brooke Allen. This is where we are brewing up topics from a woman's point of view. You may notice that we're in a bit of a different setting today. We are broadcasting from the Connect Senior Center in West Bloomfield, and of course, we are so grateful to take the show on the road. Coming up, a double shot of our Halfway to 100 segment, an uncomfortable subject, planning for those you love for life without you, also keeping your elderly loved ones safe. And we'll also introduce you to the man behind the magic of Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. But first, supporting women in leadership for our Women in Business segment. That is coming up. So I have to tell you, this is usually where we have our Coffee of the Day segment. But today, I brought my own. But I would like to give a shout out to our previous hosts in Farmington, Blue Hat Coffee Gallery, also in Northville, the Tuscan Cafe, and to 7 Sundays Coffee in Royal Oak. All amazing places. Please give them a try and tell them that Brooke sent you. Of course, today it is President's Day, and it is celebrated on the third Monday of February every year. This is a fun fact. I didn't even know this. The date of President's Day changes every year because of the Uniform Holiday Bill, which was signed in 1968 by Lyndon B. Johnson. So there is your bit of trivia for today on this President's Day. For our Women in Business segment, a woman who believes that, quote, goals are dreams with deadlines. We are joined by Suzanne Levine. She is the Executive Director at Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. And Suzanne, you have been the Executive Director for almost 12 years.
Correct.
Okay, so how have you seen the Chamber adapt throughout these years?
Well, I think it's really important for businesses today to have to reinvent themselves. And we notice, I mean, obviously COVID pushed everyone to pivot, but it's more than that. And I really believe that no matter how much competition there is, it's never going away. So every business needs to figure out what makes them unique and special. And that's where I'm here to help them strategize to figure out, you know, if we have 20 real estate agents, how do we help them each market so that they're not all fighting for the same, and we're all fishing in the same pool.
Right, and so that's what's so interesting, which I think has changed throughout the years, even through like broadcasting, right, is collaboration.
Right.
It's really come up to where people do realize now, okay, let's not do the scarcity thing, right? Let's all work together and see what we come up with.
And I really believe that collaboration is the key, because I can't worry about what other chambers are doing. I have to focus on my chamber members. We are more of a concierge boutique kind of chamber where I know all my members and I know their businesses and their names, and I really try to get in there. I'm sort of like their mother.
Yes.
Please come to this event. It would really be good for you, for people to meet you.
And there'll be food, right?
There'll be food, and I don't get the same eye rolls like I do for my kids.
Right,
you know?
Exactly. So you are also a huge supporter of women-owned businesses.
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that.
Well, through my years, I was in television, and I also taught college. I noticed that women in particular do not have the same financial resources. They don't even have the same confidence. So I have been a really big proponent of trying to help women-owned businesses, you know, thrive and succeed. During the pandemic, it was very difficult, but there were all kinds of grant opportunities, especially for women. So trying to figure out a plan for them, how they can connect their businesses and stay, you know, vibrant.
Right, and so women in business, also women in leadership.
Absolutely.
That is a big point for you as well.
Absolutely. I think as women, it's incumbent upon us to help someone else. I think it's really important. You can set an example. We shouldn't be in competition. We should really, you know, everyone is standing on the shoulders of someone else. And I think it's really, really important to make sure that we mentor, especially the younger generation. I just had the biggest compliment from someone here who said that she is really looking up to all of us and hopes that in 10 years, she's one of us. I said, you're going to be even more successful. And that's my goal, is to make sure that we empower women to their full potential.
So looking back at these 12 years, and from when you started to where you are now, what would you tell yourself 12 years ago?
Wow, that's a great question. I would tell myself, just keep going, just keep, you know, learning, reinventing. Don't be afraid to try new things, and make sure that you have that one-on-one networking, because I do not believe that all the social media in the world is going to change some of the businesses. For example, money and health are trust issues. You're not just going to go to any dentist. You're not just going to hand your money over. You're not going to just take your parents to any facility. So that's why these networking events are so important, because you get to build trust with one another, and that's how, you know, people do business, especially with health and money.
Well, you know, it's interesting you say that, because once you, like, somebody may have heard your name before, right? Oh, Susan, yes, I've heard about her, but I don't know her, and be pretty intimidated. But then they meet you, and it's like, aw, I love her.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet.
So what advice do you have to women who may be hesitant to even start?
I think that find a mentor. Find someone that you can trust to talk to, or several sources. I know Oakland County has a lot of resources for women. Call me. I'm available. Even if you're not a chamber member, I really feel like it's my mission in life. If I can change one life for you know, make a positive impact, then I feel like I've done a great job. There's so many things I wish I could do, but if I can help one person support their family, live out their dream, then I feel like I fulfilled my mission in life.
Okay, so what if somebody wants to talk to you, but they don't live in West Bloomfield?
That's fine.
That's
I'm
okay.
open. Yes, I get phone calls all the time. For some reason, our chamber is at the top of the Google list.
Okay.
So I get all kinds of strange phone calls.
Really?
Yes, but I'm happy to help anyone and direct them to the resources they need.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. How would someone get in contact with you?
They can either call me at 248-626-3636, go to our website, westbloomfieldchamber.com, see the events and the resources that we have, or contact me via email, wbloomfieldchamber@gmail.com.
Okay, one more question. So for people who are business owners, but they do not belong to their chamber, what do you say to them? Should they or should they not? Or what?
I think a Chamber of Commerce can be your greatest ally, but you have to engage. You can't just pay the money. I know I have people every year that rejoin, but they never come. And I know people say, well, why are you complaining? Because they're not getting the value. I really want people to engage in a chamber, because the chambers are the voice of businesses. Okay. And you don't necessarily have to be in a chamber in your area. We have people in Pontiac and Ann Arbor, because they know that people in this area have a little bit more money and they're willing to drive to do business. So, you know, contact your local chamber, see what they have to offer, do your research, because they are there to support you.
And of course, if you do join, be active, right?
Yeah, be active, engage, and I will be like your mother, and I will nag you to come.
And she will also feed you. We love that.
That's it. I love feeding
Plenty of
people.
coffee when Suzanne's in the room. Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you so much, Brooke, for all you're doing to empower women. We really appreciate it.
It is my pleasure. And coming up, we would like to give a quick caffeinated thank you to our partners who are, of course, letting us stream the show on their Facebook pages, Skinny Teas, Alloy Rochester, also Frameable Faces, which is in West Bloomfield, Time Warp Vintage, and Artisan Bath and Skincare, and of course, My Michigan TV and my own Facebook page, which is Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Well, coming up, routine, it is good for everyone. We all know that. But if you are a caregiver, what do you do when an emergency pops up? We will tell you coming up. We are broadcasting from the Connect Senior Center in West Bloomfield. We'll be right back.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. On your TV, on your phone, on the web. All Michigan streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
When the temps drop and the snow starts falling, yeah, Traverse City is just warming up. Explore a snow globe of adventure. Hit the slopes. Hike through snow-covered forests. Or get cozy with some local flavor. Plan your escape to winter's best-kept secret. This is TC. It's totally cool. It's Traverse City.
Looking for the perfect weekend getaway? Love Lansing like a local. And we promise, you'll love Lansing just as much as we do.
Conversations with Brooke Allen. I'm Brooke Allen, if you didn't know that. We are broadcasting from the Connect Senior Center in West Bloomfield, where we are brewing up topics from a woman's point of view. Of course, give us a follow on Facebook at Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. You can also find me on Instagram at Brooke Allen Official. And of course, tell your friends and family, because all of the love helps get the word out about the show. Well, our first halfway to 100 segment of the day. More than 61 million adults in the U.S. have a special needs, and many require a caregiver. But what if something happens to that caregiver? Well, one Metro Detroit family, inspired by their own experience, came up with a plan, the Dani plan, and Joel Pearlman is with us. And Joel, this all started with your daughter. Kind of give me the background.
Yeah, for sure. So our oldest child, Danielle, is 23 years old. She has autism and she's nonverbal. Many years, about 5 years ago, my wife and I sat down and we said we really need to document a plan for Dani, and just in case something ever happens to us, so people know how to take care of her. I've been an entrepreneur most of my life and a visionary, and I just said to myself, there's I came up with this kind of concept of putting together a digital care plan for individuals with special needs, basically called the Dani plan.
So the Dani plan is actually like a schedule, right? I mean, it can be a schedule, it can be medication. I mean, it's everything.
It's basically an all-in-one hub, which it has all of the information about your loved one with special needs, from their likes to their dislikes to their behaviors to their medications and so on and so forth. And so if anything ever happened to Debbie and I, my wife, Dani would be in chaos without people understanding exactly her needs, and the caregivers would also be in chaos without really understanding how to take care of her. And so it was really important. But what happened is it became this product once we built it that wasn't only good for the just in case, but also for a daily care plan. So you can share the plan with caregivers and teachers and therapists and counselors and so on and so forth to use on a daily basis.
You know, I know when my grandfather was in assisted living and then had to keep moving because his Alzheimer's had progressed. And you're right, because he was in a home and then he had to move somewhere else. And people don't, when the caregiver doesn't know what to do or what they like, it makes it so difficult. And not to mention for the patient per se, but also the caregiver, because they feel helpless.
Absolutely.
So you guys have kind of taken this and made it accessible to where people can fill it out. And I mean, tell me who the Dani plan would be good for.
I mean, honestly, the Dani plan is good for any caregiver that has someone they're taking care of with any type of special needs, mental health, and elder care. I have people filling it out now for just their parents who are getting older and they want to keep track of medications and their list of doctors as they kind of go into age. But it's really for anybody that has some sort of a special need. Okay. And there is this, to your point, there's this kind of rotating door of caregivers. Right. That's just an issue. And so the idea that we have a plan that is very mobile friendly, that they can have at their fingertips, like a walking manual, step by step, to understand all the little nuances, emergencies, morning routines, behaviors, where to go for, if they're taking them out in the community, where to go,
like their favorite
take them to eat.
Or something,
exactly.
Right? Okay.
My daughter Dani goes to Starbucks every day, and we literally have her.
That's my kind of girl.
Yeah, exactly. And we can they can pull it up and see her order, which is a decaf Americano with soy every day.
Every day, that's what she has.
Exactly.
So for somebody who may think, oh, I don't need that. But, I mean, we do have to talk about the everyday, but like you mentioned, if something were to happen to you and your wife, it would just be chaos.
It's really an insurance policy as well, and that's how it started. Just like even if you didn't have to use it every day, just to have that information, you're absolutely right. It's chaos for Danielle, but for the guardians, the new guardians, to not know some things that she really needs. Many people will be very frustrated, not at peace, uncomfortable, until they kind of figuring it out takes a lot of time. There's a lot in our heads that we know about our loved ones, right? Our parents, so on and so forth, that other people just don't know.
I'm even thinking about my 12-year-old twins, and when I leave them, it's like, oh, well, remember this, remember that, do this, do that. Don't do that, right?
So funny. I've had so many people say this would be great in so many iterations of like, yes, when we leave town, just to do it. Or for camps we're talking about for allergies and so on and so forth. I've had somebody say this would be amazing to do for pets. So, I mean, it's hilarious.
Okay, so how do people find out more about the Dani plan? How do you subscribe? Is it an app?
It is a website, but very mobile friendly. You can go to www.daniplan.com.
Okay.
I am happy personally to do a sit down with anybody and give a 10-minute demo on the product. If somebody signs up, we'll kind of contact them. We'll do a 45-minute onboarding to help you get started.
Like an intake? And
yeah, a little bit of an intake and kind of like a how-to and kind of giving you a process to get the information in there, because it is a lot of information. The nice thing is once you get it in, there's a little bit of heavy lifting up front. Then we're going to give you reminders, and it's just little tweaks along the way so that in a year or in 5 years or in 10 years, you're not redoing the plan constantly. It's always updated once you have it done.
Oh, okay. So you have to expect it to be a big job to get all the information in, right? I mean,
it can
as much as you need.
We try to break it down into kind of filling out a few sections a week until you're done.
Okay.
But within, maybe 4 weeks, you have the whole thing completed. Yeah.
And I expect that this could actually be nationwide, right? Anybody?
Absolutely. We have people right now using it all over.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for somebody who says, nope, not, I don't need that, they'll figure it out, it'll be okay, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it may not be for everybody, but what I would say is, from my perspective, the Dani plan, you don't have to use the Dani plan. From my perspective, is you should have a plan. That would be my perspective. Whether it's documented and you want to do it in Word or whatever you want to do, just have a plan so that if anything does happen and you're not around, you need that for your peace of mind. And I think we owe it to our loved ones too. I think it gives them the dignity and respect they deserve. I really do.
And I mean, it's kind of one of those uncomfortable topics.
It can be.
Right?
It definitely can be.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, so to sit down, for you and your wife to have sat down and figure this out for your daughter, but to allow it to be accessible to other people, that's pretty amazing.
You know what, it's been a lot of fun. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life in a much different business, and I'm having a lot of fun and being really inspired on a daily basis, just talking to other families and people and organizations that we all kind of are dealing with the same issue of caring for our loved ones.
Okay, give me the website one more time.
It's www.daniplan.com, DANIPLAN.com.
Okay, thank you so much. It's
been
a pleasure
Thanks
to
so
talk
much
to you.
for having me. I appreciate it.
I think this is such an important topic, and a lot of people know that they need to do it, but they won't do it, right? So thank you for making that accessible.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
And again, we have been speaking to Joel Pearlman, one of the founders of the Dani plan. Keeping our elderly loved ones safe, you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, where we are brewing up topics from a woman's point of view, although today we had a man. We are broadcasting from the Connect Senior Center in West Bloomfield. We'll be right back.
The heart of winter. It beats inside you. It's that thing urging you outside when the forecast calls for snow. Some were born with it. For others, it was carved with care. But for all who take winter to heart, it's time. Feel the rhythm of the season and pursue your Pure in Pure, Michigan.
Hey, welcome to Michigan Fun, the show where we check out the state's top festivals and events.
Join host Mike Sukent as he talks with guests from all across Michigan.
How are you doing, Mike? How's everybody in fair festival land out there?
Get the inside scoop on what's happening at festivals and events across the state.
A lot of concerts and free family fun, you name it, and we have it.
Your secret's safe with us. I thought mermaids were fictitious beings.
We got everything at Pirate Festival.
I mean, this is countdown.
Countdown only a couple of weeks away.
You guys busy there in Grand Haven?
Yeah, just a little bit.
We're hoping the weather is holding. We've called Mother Nature. I don't know if I could do much, but Mother Nature and we have an understanding.
I mean, people are coming to these events and these fairs and these festivals. They just want to have a good time.
It is one of those events that is so much fun.
That will be a lot of fun.
Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, a show where we are brewing up topics from a woman's point of view. We are broadcasting not from a coffee shop today, but from the Connect Senior Center in West Bloomfield. We have technically taken the show on the road, and it's really just so awesome to be in this cool space. Not only are we a video podcast, but we are also proud to be on Apple and Spotify. Just search Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. And of course, if you feel so compelled, leave us a review, especially if it's a good one. Well, it is a double shot of our Halfway to 100 segment today. We are joined by Brittany Denam. She is the Director of Communications of Visiting Angels. And Brittany, you were actually on one of our first shows, so it's so nice to see you.
It's good to see you.
So, okay, so for anyone who may not know what Visiting Angels is, tell me about that first.
Okay, so Visiting Angels is nationwide, but locally owned. So we are a non-medical, private duty home care agency offering anything from companionship care to 24/7 hands-on care. So we can do things like grocery shopping, going to the movies, but then we can also do some of those harder tasks where it's like showering and, bathing and helping in the bathroom, and then anything in between, meal prepping, cooking meals, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so I mean, for anyone somebody may need, if they want to go out if a caregiver wants to go out for the day, and there's some stuff that has to be done, you guys can come in and handle that.
Yeah, and sometimes like a caregiver just needs a break, like daughter, wife, they just want to go out, go to the doctor, like they just
maybe get their hair done.
Maybe get their hair done, and they just need someone to sit with mom or dad. Right. So, and we can help with that.
You can do that. Okay, so that is what Visiting Angels is, and of course, we are talking about home safety.
Yeah.
And it is winter. We can acknowledge that, right?
Yes.
But home safety, especially for our senior elderly population, it's a pretty important topic. I know that a lot of my stepfather, my grandfather, falling in the home. I mean, there are issues that come up and they can be devastating.
Yes. And so sometimes we'll get a call and we'll go out to the home and they just want some help, right? But sometimes we're like, okay, but also this or this can be addressed as well. And so maybe that will take down on some of the hours that we have to be there because we're addressing some of those home safety issues.
Oh, so you guys can actually go in, you go in for one issue, but then you notice another one.
Right.
Okay.
They're like, Dad's falling all the time. I don't understand why he's always falling in the bathroom. Well, you have 3 rugs in the bathroom.
I was just gonna say.
Let's take the rugs out.
Right.
He's always falling in the shower. Let's put some rails up in the shower.
Right.
It's the middle of winter. You don't have a rail. Like, some people just have the stairs and they don't have the railing.
Right.
Let's get you a rail. We can't do the rail, but we have resources that can.
Right. So. Right. And it's funny because an extra set of eyes makes all the difference sometimes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we, bath safety, that's a big one.
Huge.
What about, you could even recommend one of those, I don't know what they're called, are they called shower stools? Or, for people who have a hard time standing up, right? So there's issues that people may not even think about because they're always there every day and not seeing what's needed.
Right, and there is a large gap between, what you might get at the doctor's office compared to what like a senior service agency might come out and see, right? Like the doctor's not in the home, they're not seeing the things that may be wrong. So that extra set of professional eyes is super important. And so maybe our services aren't right for you, but we can suggest some things that are.
And that's, what's so cool about you and Visiting Angels is that you are so open to handing other resources out.
Absolutely. So to touch on that, there's a lot of resources as far as home safety goes and trying to keep people aging in place. So a lot of times people don't want to leave their homes anymore. They want to be at home. So how can we make that doable for them with not just us, but other resources in the community? So Motivated and Moving, they're great. Home health agencies can offer PT and OT in the home, and they'll come right out to you. So that's a really great resource. There's also a lot of dementia experts out there that can help the family navigate all of those things. And there's a lot of things that are actually coming to social media with that. So I'm very excited to see that education piece be brought out to the general public because I feel like sometimes it's sheltered in a little bit.
Well, and so that's a good point, because there's so many questions out there, which is part of the reason we started the segment, right? Halfway to 100.
Yes.
But there's a lot of questions people have, and sometimes they don't know who to ask or even what they should ask. Right. So if somebody calls Visiting Angels, what is the one big question that seems predominant for you guys that people ask when they initially call you, that they need to know?
A lot of people say, how many hours do you have to be here? A lot of home care agencies have a minimum, and we don't.
Oh.
So if you just want us to come in for an hour, we will.
You will?
Yeah, we will.
So is it always, I know this has been an issue, because elderly people want to know the same caregiver.
Oh yeah.
Right? So that, I mean, because you get connected, you get invested, you know what they like to eat, you know all of this stuff. So will you send the same person there if they're requested, or is that automatic?
So we like to have it automatic. Like there's a caregiver that always comes to your house. So like might have a full-time caregiver and they have a caseload of 3 and they always see those same 3 clients. You know, we might have to shift things around if we have a call in or something, but we always try to keep that. Now, on the other side of that, if we have, let's say it's a longer case, like all day, and we needed 2 caregivers, and they're like, well, we really don't like this caregiver. You know, sometimes personalities just don't match. This caregiver could have done nothing wrong.
They just don't like them.
They just don't like them. Like, I don't like how your hair looks, whatever, you know, whatever it is. So we will do our best, as long as it's like a reasonable issue.
Okay. So the hair, not a reasonable issue?
The hair is not a reasonable issue. Like, sorry if you don't, sorry. But if they don't.
A baseball hat handy.
Like, it's fine. But there are some issues. Like I said, personalities don't mesh, and we really do try to take our clients' preferences into consideration. Like, that's super, super important to us. And also our caregivers. If our caregivers feel uncomfortable or unsafe, then we want to acknowledge that and make sure we don't put them in that reoccurring issue.
For sure. So what about the age range of people you help? Is there an age range, or how does that work?
Anybody over the age of 18 we can help.
Really?
Yes. So you know, there are some disabilities that happen younger.
For sure.
We do have some veterans who are younger who have had some service-related injuries, and they need our help, and we're more than happy to help them.
Okay, so that's important to note, that Visiting Angels is not just for the elderly. You can help anyone over 18. Okay, and your, I was going to say your counties, is that? Yes, your territories, right?
Yep.
So where are you?
So I am in Ann Arbor and Farmington Hills and those surrounding areas. We do have Visiting Angels all over. So if someone says, hey, I need someone in Dearborn, we have a Dearborn office. So I can connect them with them very easily. Different owner, but I can connect them. Also, there's other resources and other agencies that I can connect them with, just being kind of intertwined in the aging services realm.
Okay, so anyone has any questions, they can reach out to you?
Absolutely.
I know, you're so fabulous. How do they do that?
My phone number is 248-914-9737, and then you can head to visitingangels.com. You can type in a zip code and see what the closest office is that will service you, so that's a really great resource.
Oh yeah, and so whenever they contact you, people will come out to, somebody from Visiting Angels will come out to the home.
Yeah.
Right?
Free in-home assessment.
Okay.
Yes, and like no obligation. If we come out and you're like, hey, this isn't for us, it's not for you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. All right, Brittany, always a pleasure to see you.
So good to see you. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here on this President's Day. And of course, that is Brittany Denam from Visiting Angels. Well, we are joined by Kay McMahon, Senior Services Manager for West Bloomfield Parks Connect, which is where we are.
That's right.
And Kay, thank you so much for for letting us do this show here today. It's such a beautiful facility.
Of course, we're so happy to be here. We've been here since August, and we're really just happy to have the Chamber of Commerce in here today.
So tell me what this is all about, the Senior Center.
All right, our Connect Senior Gathering Space is a gathering space for about 600 seniors who frequent our facility. We see anywhere between 100 and 150 seniors a day. So we have drop-in programs where they scan in, and we can keep a close tab on that. Since we've opened, as you heard earlier, on August 23rd, we've had over 6,000 scans into our building.
That is amazing.
Absolutely.
So were you expecting that big of a response?
Absolutely. So about 23% of our West Bloomfield population is seniors above the age of of 55, 60. And then 15% is above the age of 75. So we know our demographics, we know what we're working with. And then especially for this year, 2024, we hit our peak 65. So we are expecting to see anywhere between 4.5 million seniors turning 65 this year.
Really?
Yes, so that's nationwide, so we're sure to see a demographic that is similar on the West Bloomfield level.
So, you know, you say they scan in, which is, you know, okay, so they scan in with their card and then there's activities. How important is the networking factor of this?
It is super important, both for the seniors and for the people serving seniors. For the seniors themselves, we're coming out of the pandemic, a lot of social isolation. Congregation is important, socialization is important. Having somewhere to go, someone to talk to and connect with is something that could make your day or break your day. So having that resource for our seniors is pivotal. And additionally, we also provide the preventative measures that keep seniors successfully aging in place.
So I just lost my train of thought because I had so many questions come into my mind just then. So give me an activity that is done here.
Yes, so we do ping pong is a really prominent one. You will see this room will have
transformed?
Yes, transformed. Every Tuesday and Thursday we'll see about 45 ping pong players. They're very adamant about it. But we offer everything from your traditional stretch and tone fitness class that we see about 80 people every Tuesday and Thursday, all the way to your pickleball or your bingo or your single mingle, all kinds of opportunities here.
So what does somebody need to do to sign up? Do they have to be a West Bloomfield resident?
So you do not have to be a West Bloomfield resident. There are resident and non-resident rates, as well as couple and individual rates. You can see us at the RAC, which is up at the Recreation Activity Center in the Civic Center Plaza, or you can come down here to the Connect Senior Center, and we're here 8 to 4, 5 days a week. And you can sign up down here in person, get your little goodie bag, and we'll tell you all about the perks.
All right, that is so awesome. And are there like food? Is there stuff like that here too?
Yes, absolutely. So every year,
snacks.
Yes, we do like
We
snacks.
like snacks.
So you can drop in as a member from 1 to 4 Monday through Thursday, and you can play open game room. You can enjoy a snack, always provided complimentary coffee, as well as we do about 10 or 8 or 10, depending on how fun we're feeling, each year, social holiday lunches. So next week you'll see that we'll have people in here, our seniors in here for a Michigan-themed holiday lunch. So they show up, they turn out, our community sponsors support us so that they can offset the cost so seniors can have better access. So every day we're eliminating barriers through our partnerships, and senior membership's growing.
You know, that is so awesome. And of course it's winter,
Yeah.
right? And we know that seniors are, as you mentioned, already isolated to some degree. And especially in the winter, I mean, I don't want to leave my house.
That's right.
Right? So this is just such a cool place for them to come and interact, get a snack, play some pickleball.
Absolutely. And we have transit that's available to our West Bloomfield residents, senior or otherwise. So you can call our front desk number and figure out how to get a ride down here if you need a ride. It's really important that we have those resources for our seniors in West Bloomfield, as there are so many of them.
Right, right. Okay, so give me the website where people can sign up.
www.wvuparks.org.
Okay, and you have room open.
We do,
right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's not an issue.
Not an issue.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank
a
you,
pleasure
Brooke.
to
Yes,
see
you
you.
too.
And again, thank you for allowing us to be at this beautiful, beautiful center.
Thank you.
Coming up, we will pull back the curtain and actually introduce you to the man behind all of the Michigan, MyMichiganTV magic that's happening, including our own show. We are broadcasting from Connect Senior in West Bloomfield on this President's Day, and you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, where we are brewing up topics from a woman's point of view. I'm Brooke Allen. We'll be right back.
MyMichiganTV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. MyMichiganTV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for MyMichiganTV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. On your TV, on your phone, on the web. All Michigan streaming everywhere. MyMichiganTV.
What makes a destination special? Experience wide open spaces, peaceful lakes, winding trails, sweeping vistas, and flowing rivers. All natural, all good, all fun. Your all outdoors adventure awaits at GaylordMichigan.net.
A fresh start lets you refocus, helping you live in the moment, where you can take the lead, Or take a bow, basking in the glitz and the glow of winter. Because when the snow begins to fall, you feel the excitement rise. Set your sights on a winter wonderland as Fresh finds new ways forward in pure Michigan.
Thank you so much for joining us on this day. We are honoring our founding fathers, of course, on this President's Day. You are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, and this is a show where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view. I am Brooke Allen, and we are actually broadcasting from the Senior Connect Center in West Bloomfield. But you know, we are so excited because we have Dave Scott here, who is the CEO and President of Michigan Digital, and he is the man behind all the magic that happens here at Caffeinated Conversations. So Dave, I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. How did I end up in front of all the magic?
I don't know, man. I know, you really do. Yes, you really prefer it.
It's a pleasure to be here, and you've been doing such a great job with the launch of this amazing show. It has had enormous success, well beyond our wildest expectations.
Yeah, you didn't think I could do it.
Congratulations on a great launch of the show.
You know, honestly, thank you, but I couldn't do it without you. And you know, you're behind the camera. In fact, we have people here who said, "Oh my gosh, she's actually in front of the camera instead of behind it today." And Michigan Digital and MyMichiganTV, which is where the show streams. I mean, how did you come up with this?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that I'm kind of like Dan Campbell of the Lions that gets out there and tells people to bite kneecaps and grit and all that stuff. There is a huge team of people that makes this happen. But to answer your question, I've been involved in streaming on the internet for a long time. We started streaming. People said, streaming?
Yeah,
who's going to ever watch television on the computer,
web?
On the web. So we've been doing it for a long time. But there's this whole new phenomenon with streaming television. We've seen the transition from cable to streaming. And I mean, I watched NFL football games on streaming, and there's so many Roku and Apple TV, and then all the other things like Peacock, all popping up like crazy. I thought, well, Michigan has got 10 million people. Why don't we start a streaming channel just for Michigan? So that's what MyMichiganTV is, and we've got a long way to go. We don't have all the money of NBC, Paramount, and all these other people, but we're doing everything we can to develop the channel, and having your show on it is one good step in that direction.
Well, thank you. But you also have other shows. You have a cooking show, which I love.
We do.
Right? So tell me a little bit about that.
We do. So that we started in connection with the Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association, their safe food program. And Jake Osborne, who hosts it, is really an amazing chef. And so we just follow him. We actually, secret. We actually I shoot that on my cell phone. But that lets me get everywhere I need. I have little microphones and special lights on it. And I go right into the kitchen with him. And he talks about, we've been talking about food safety as part of our relationship with MRLA, but now we're going to expand it. And in the coming months, we're going to start going into some of the most famous kitchens in Michigan. So, like, I kind of like to see how they make that Buddy's pizza that I eat way too often.
Oh, right. See?
So, you know, I can't make that at home. I tried.
Right.
So we're going to start going into other kitchens all over the state of Michigan. And whatever we do, we're going to be hitting all genre. But whatever we do, I promise you, they'll have one common thread: Michigan.
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 So what else is interesting is that you also do stuff for businesses.
We do.
Right? And a lot of people, I know, people who come to the show are always like, I wonder if I could use that for my company or my business somehow.
Well, the whole reason I started MyMichiganTV, which it's got a nickname already, My.
Yeah.
And the whole reason we started it was for businesses. I truly believe right now that businesses are going to realize that this streaming thing that only a couple of people are doing at a high level is going to be something that they'll want to be able to do, to be able to stream content for their businesses right in everyone's smartphone, right in everyone's smart TV, and then in addition to any of the other social media platforms. So a lot of people are already doing it, But we want to help businesses take it to a whole new level and being able to do live broadcasts like this one. So that's what we're working on.
Okay, so how does somebody subscribe to MyTV?
Well, it's currently and probably forever will be free.
Oh.
Now that's on tape, so I guess you gotta have to say keep it that way. But no, they can just go to MyMichiganTV on the web,
okay,
or go to literally any television platform. Okay, go to your platform. Go to the store, the app store in your platform, or just search, like on Roku, just go in and search for MyMichiganTV. You'll see the app, you install it, there won't be any charge, and then you'll have the app right there, and then you can go to YouTube TV or whatever other app you have on your television. Right. And in addition, then you have the MyMichiganTV app.
Well, see, that is awesome, but what about if a business owner wants to get in touch with you?
248-990-3675. I give out my number. It's probably why I get so many weird calls at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
Or My Michigan TV, or even to Michigan Digital, our parent company's website.
Okay.
And yeah, if you're interested, you can find Dave Scott and MyMichiganTV on the web.
Exactly. Well, listen, thank you so much. I appreciate all you've done to help the show grow, and it's just amazing. Everyone says it's so amazing, and you are part of the reason, so thank you.
Well, thank you. Can I go back and hide now behind the cameras?
Yes, you can go back behind the cameras. You're so funny.
Thanks, Brooke.
All right, well, we would like to say a big thank you to, of course, Dave Scott and his team at MyMichiganTV, which includes Jared back in the control room, of course, Tyler Keefe. So many people, as he mentioned, at least like over 30, I think. Am I right?
30 or 40.
Yeah, 30 or 40.
There's 40 people right there all running your show now.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
2 or 3.
2 or 3. And, of course, to watch free, just simply add the app to your smartphone or smart TV. And also, thanks to Jared again, who is in the control room. And a huge thanks to Some Girls Boutique in Berkeley. They are actually responsible for my outfit today, so I love them. Thank you. And, of course, a big shout out to my executive producer, Christina McDaniels, who keeps me on track every show, off the air, on the air, even at like 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm texting her saying random things about ideas I've had. So I appreciate that. And of course, Jason Waldron, he is always on the sidelines, pushing out the stream and answering your comments, letting us know what you're commenting and what you want to hear about. And of course, you want to check out our website, Caffeinated Conversations with BrookeAllen.com. There you can find more information about the show. If you're interested in a specific topic, please let me know. Also, we feature nonprofits. Every month we choose a nonprofit and we highlight them. So if there's a nonprofit that's close to your heart, please reach out to us, let us know. We'll add them to our list. And also, if you want to be a sponsor, we love those sponsors, you can reach out to us on the website again. And of course, that is Caffeinated Conversations with BrookeAllen.com. Well, next week we will be back at the Beverly Hills Grill in Beverly Hills for an all-new episode of Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Have a wonderful week, and of course, keep that coffee hot.
Yeah!